Welcome back to Not Real Fishing, everybody, and today we are going to the industrial pond because last time we went there we lost two nice sized bass, which are probably my fault, but we are going to up the strength of the line, use some fluorocarbon probably instead of, actually we might go mono, I don't know yet, but we're gonna try to get a hold of some bass. We're gonna use the top water poppers again. And just another quick channel update because it's been forever since I've uploaded a video. I uploaded one last week, which was one where me and my Uncle Angel went out fishing in the salt. That video was kind of all over the place, like it wasn't very structured. And that's because I haven't been very structured with what's going on around me right now. My mom went back in the hospital and my little brother got sick, and then it's been a mess. So things are leveling out now, which is why I'm hesitant to say that I'm glad to get back to fishing on a schedule, because every time I say that, something happens and it knocks me off for days or weeks, and I have to try to make time for something I don't have time to do. So I'm not gonna say that this time, but I am excited to go fishing. It's my first time fishing in 3 weeks. I haven't even been to the water. Is it? Yeah, 3 weeks, because yeah, 3 weeks. So hopefully we can get some nice bass for the, last couple of warm days we have. We've had some cold fronts come through, so a little worried about that, but maybe they're hungry, try to fatten up for winter, so maybe we'll get lucky. So I'll meet you guys at the water. All right guys, you might notice it's a slightly different angle than normal, and that's because I have to use the head mount today because I cannot find my chest mount. Also, it's very windy. Water levels are a bit low. I don't know how well y'all can see anything. I'm gonna see if I can use my phone to get a preview while I'm out here to see what y'all are looking at. I don't know if it's gonna work because it says it has to do, oh, don't stop, okay. So how do I do a preview? So let's hold on. I'm gonna see if I can figure this out. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so that's pretty cool. I can start the preview and I can see what you guys are seeing. It looks like it's not too much out of focus. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this Imago out. If I can get it out of my backpack. There we go. And I think we don't have any line on here because I think we lost our last fish last time we came here, and then I was frustrated and I never put any on. So yeah, we're out of line. So we're gonna go ahead and get this rigged up. I think what I'm gonna do, most likely, is I'm debating on if I wanna stick with 6-pound mono or 12-pound fluoro. I think I'm gonna start with 6-pound mono. This is cheap monofilament, but it's actually very strong. It has a lot of stretch to it, which is one of the reasons why I like it. Actually really tough line. So it says 6-pound, but it's probably closer to 8 or 9, maybe even 10. So we should be all right. As long as we don't catch a really big bass and then shortly after hook into another really big one, you're generally fine with this type of line. I don't know if you guys have ever used it before, but it's this Omniflex, whatever. I like it. I've used it since I was a kid because it's cheap. It's like $3. Oh wait, I need that. What am I doing? All right, let's see. Get this out a little bit. Get our rod unspooled. We're gonna be using those same larger top water poppers. We're probably gonna fish around the banks first. See if we can get one. If we don't get any bites from bass, we'll probably switch it up to just targeting bluegill or something, because I don't want to be, I think, a little bit more, because that line's heavy, so yeah, that'll work. And of course, as soon as we get here, I can feel that humming from the power line. Not the most comforting thing in the world. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move a bit further down, actually way further down, and hopefully get one of them to bite. Alright guys, nobody hiding in the hole this time. So what I'm gonna do is take another little look at this, make sure all my legs are good, fix my marabou. We're gonna head directly to the corner. And that big old snapping turtle's cruising. Look at that big old stork, or heron. That big old snapping turtle. Big old chunky boy. So we're gonna head to the corner. Hopefully get that big one that generally hangs out in the corner. If she's not there, I'm gonna be a little disappointed because she generally tends to hang out back here. And if she's not, you know, I wouldn't be surprised the way today is going. I mean, it's already gonna be hard enough trying to fish this corner with the wind into our face. But, you know, if we hook her and we catch her, I'll be happy. Been trying to catch this big old bass back here for a while. Every time I catch her, she breaks my line off, or she shakes the hook. And she's probably not the biggest bass I've caught, but it's the biggest one I've seen in this pond. So it's kind of one of those situations where it's more of a, I want the king of the pond, and I can't get her because every time I try, oh, freaking wind. I just know I got a wind knot now. Well, doesn't look like she's home today, guys. So we're gonna keep on working our way down the bank. Hopefully we're gonna get something before we come full circle. If we don't, well, I don't know what we're gonna do. But we're gonna fish this bank a little bit more. The fact there's a big old bluegill sitting in front of me means she probably ain't been home for a while, because before, no fish would even dare hang out in that corner because she would have eaten them. Alright guys, we changed this like black marabou minnow that I've tied. It's got gold flash and then just a little bit of purple on the head, and that's it. So it's mostly black, which should do well because the water is so clear. So I found black does pretty good in clear water. The only issue is how windy it's going to be. I should have grabbed one with a weight, but once it's wet, it'll be fairly heavy. Just checking it out. Telling you, the wind ruins everything. It's going so well. He was checking it out, and then the wind messed up my cast. I'm waiting on this thing to get wet enough that I can keep it underneath the water, but it's not quite getting there yet. It's got this little section of feather that does not want to get wet. I don't know what is going on with this fly, but I may have to change it. It's not getting wet at all. Alright guys, we're changing to a black kabari with a little bit of copper thread and some peacock herl just below the hackle. I'm hoping the slightly smaller presentation will help. The other fly is still currently not being used because it was getting on my nerves. I don't know if this bass is going to go after this because he seems to be going after fish. Oh. He's hooked. He's fighting very weak though. Interesting. There he is. No sir. Get out of there. Alright. I think we got him, guys. Alrighty. There we go. Not sure if you guys can see that or not. Nice size little pond bass. Not too big. Not too small. A bit skinny. I don't know if you guys can get a good view of that or not. But we're gonna let him go. Here you go. I'm not gonna torture you too much. Here you go. Go ahead. Go ahead. There you go. Very cool. It was a very sluggish fight. I wonder if maybe the cold waters kind of got him lowered a bit. You know, he is eyeballing me. He is mad. What did you do to me? I'm so tired. Very cool though. Hope you guys can see that. Right there, just chilling. Very, very lethargic. Very interesting. That was a very, oh, there he goes. He found his, found his speedy boots. I still can't get this fly off the back of my shirt that got hooked in there. Well, I feel a bit better now that we got something. Check the times, 2:04. I need to be out of here by 3. Well, 2:30 really, but we're gonna keep this little kabari on. It'll, the size of the hook will allow us to catch bluegill and bass. Which bodes well because I think we're gonna target bluegill in a minute here. What we're gonna do is, for starters, get this ball of slime off, if I can. Good Lord. And then we're gonna probably fish our way back up to the culverts we started at, go back to where we spooked that first bass, since there was so many bluegill over there as well. But it just goes to show the kabari is king, is one of my favorite flies for pretty much all fishing types. The only thing I would say kabari is not the best at, you can do it for sure, but probably its only real weakness is dry fly fishing. I'm sure there's a way you could do it to where it would be more effective, But for me, I just find it doesn't work the best. It works, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you can't do it. So any of you purists out there, don't come yelling at me. You can do it. I'm just saying it doesn't work quite as good as like a traditional like elk hair caddis, or I just said that one because it's a really popular fly. It's the only one I can think of. I don't know nothing about flies. I just know the ones that work for me and the ones that don't. And Kabari work when they're dry. I mean, for dry fly fishing, probably better in faster current than still water, because I feel like with fast current you can do a couple casts, let it dry out, do a couple casts, where still water you have to do a lot more casts. And all right, let's see, I don't see that bass that was here before yet, but we are gonna, oh there he is, I spooked him. But we're gonna start right here. Maybe he'll go. Well guys, we're gonna call it there. That is not how I wanted that video to go. I was hoping that, again, we would catch a bunch of fun fish and, you know, have a great old time fishing. But what we did was fight the wind for 2 hours and change. We did get one nice sized bass, so I'm not too salty about the trip, but I just was hoping it would be a little bit more, you know, lucrative. You know, I want to keep things on the channel somewhat fresh. It's kind of hard when it gets to be around this time of the year when the fishing starts to die down, as you guys know who've been here for a while. The only difference is this year I'm in a different area that I've never had to fish this time of the year, so I have to learn all of this again for this area and see where I can go that actually is viable and, you know, there's actually fish, versus areas that I just waste my time. I do like fishing that creek. I have a feeling we'll be able to fish that one creek that we generally go to a lot, pretty much all winter long, especially once a lot of that greenery dies and it's easier to fish it. But until then, you know, our options are limited. So it's a bit frustrating trying to get everything together to figure out where we're gonna go and all that, on top of, you know, having less time. And for those of y'all who are interested on an update on my mother, which for those of you who are new to the channel, my mom has cancer. She has pretty much, at one point, she had been pretty close to being cancer free. Probably 3-4 weeks ago now, she got a double kidney infection and she went to the emergency room for that. So I wasn't able to make any videos for that weekend because I was taking care of my little brother while they were in the hospital, because it takes my mom and my dad both to go to the hospital. And for those of you who are new here too, I have a handicapped brother with special needs, and that's what I do as a full-time job, is take care of him. So that is where I was one weekend. The following weekend, I had gone out of town with my girlfriend to her father's like memorial, like annual golf tournament thing, I think is what they were calling it. And they donated stuff to the Kidney Foundation for the money. I don't remember how much they raised for it, but they raised quite a bit of money for it, and they donated it to the Kidney Foundation. I think next year they're gonna do a motorcycle ride instead of a golf tournament, just to mix things up. But anyway, that's where I was that weekend. And then last weekend I was home and my mom started having really bad pain in her legs, so she went to the emergency room, found out she now has blood clots. So she's now on a stronger blood thinner to keep the blood clots down. And also, when she was in the hospital for the kidney infection, they saw a mass. They don't know what it is yet. She's still waiting to go back to the doctor to get a better look at what it is, and it could be another tumor, but we're not sure yet. So that's all up in the air. So a lot of little things going on, but other than that, things are going pretty good. I don't have any complaints. It's just finding time to get out and fish. You know, I want to get back to making 2 videos a week, and me and the girlfriend have been talking about maybe starting 2 other channels. So, you know, because in the future, if something does happen to my parents, either one of them, I'll have to take care of my little brother even more. If that happens, then I'll have even less time. As far as like able to get a source of income. So the long-term plans of this channel is to make it so that I can create footage for y'all that you guys all enjoy and I enjoy making. And, you know, I get paid to go fishing. That's kind of like everybody's dream who likes fishing, at least. Just, you know, oh, I gotta get up and go to work. Where are you going? I'm going fishing. That just sounds amazing. So that's the idea, is that I can do that while taking care of him full time. And, you know, that's the long-term plans with the channel, is that. And, you know, of course I want to do some like content stuff, you know. I want to keep making good content for you guys to enjoy, because that's kind of the whole point. But we had talked about starting like another vlog channel. It's just like our day-to-day life and stuff like that. We are also looking to buy a home, so maybe we'll catalog that as well and how that goes. And we also thought about starting a gaming channel, but we're not sure on that yet. The games I play are fairly niche, just like the way I fish is pretty niche. But who knows, we'll see. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know what I plan on doing in the future, and you know, where I plan on going with the channel. I do want to start making more videos, especially next year. I was kind of hoping to do it for my, you know, 1,000 subscriber special, which we're getting pretty close. We're at almost 800 now. We're like, I think 778. So I was thinking when we got to 1,000, I would start doing kayak videos in the Cape Fear River. And I thought that would be interesting, because that opens up a lot of possibilities of things we can do. But we could also kayak to saltwater. We can kayak all kinds of things. That's why I've kind of been dabbling in it a little bit with the cane poles. And I think the kayaks will alleviate a lot of the issues I have as far as the reach issue with the shorter poles. With the kayak, I can get right over the fish no matter where they are and just drop it down. As long as it's not like 80 feet of water and I got, you know, 20 feet of line. There's not much I can do in that. So deep sea, probably not going to happen. But fishing off, you know, fishing under piers, fishing along oyster beds, stuff like that, you know, just drifting in artificials, or even live, or, you know, bait, just trying to catch fish off the bottom, I think would be fun. But yeah, that's all stuff that I plan on doing in the future. When, I don't know. But just want to give you guys a quick little update on the family and what my goals are for the channel in the future. I'm still trying to keep, you know, Tenkara fishing kind of in the forefront, because I know that's why a lot of you join this channel, is because of that. But I also don't want that to be the only thing this channel does, which is why I used to do the whole Technique Tuesday and then, or Tenkara Tuesday and Technique Thursdays, whichever way I did it. That's why I used to do that, was to kind of keep it so that it was balanced. But yeah, anyway, I'll quit rambling. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, subscribe, and most importantly, take it easy.